Hey, welcome back. It's day number 4. Day number 4 of the 5-day personal transformation. Dov Gordon here, dovgordon.net, the alchemist entrepreneur. And let's quickly recap some of the accomplishments that you've earned and made for yourself over the last few days. First of all, you've freed your mind to focus clearly on what you really want. We did that in day 1, where you made that list. Go back to day 1 and watch that if you missed it, and you can even rewatch it. I think it's a good idea. And then you began to doubt your doubt. All right? When you doubt your doubt, you're opening up new possibilities. So first of all, you've freed your mind to really focus on what you really want, and that is not a small thing. That is a big thing. Even bigger, you then took 2 steps over the next 2 days. You took 2 action steps towards what you really want. And one of those, at least one of those, made you uncomfortable, perhaps very uncomfortable, perhaps even scared you. And what this does, in addition to actually moving you closer to what you want, it shifts your identity. Because just a few days ago, your identity was that I am somebody who, for whatever reason, cannot accomplish X, Y, or Z. But just now, 3 days later, you're thinking about what you actually want. You've doubted your doubt. You're focusing on it. You're thinking about it. You've taken 2 steps, including one that is scary or certainly uncomfortable. Your identity, a big part of your identity comes from the things that you actually do. Right? If you're somebody who never follows through on anything you say you're going to do, your identity becomes somebody like, well, I just never follow through. I just say I will, but I never will. Well, if your identity is somebody who's like, I think about what I want, I'm focused on it rather than what I don't want, and I'm taking steps towards it, even though I obviously do not know how I'm going to get there fully. I don't know every possible step. I just know the next step, and I take that next step, even when it makes me uncomfortable, even when it scares me. You're shifting your identity. And a new identity gives you a completely different result. And this is what we talked about in video number 1, when I said that you can bend the universe to your reality, you can bend to your will. You can bend reality by making small shifts in how you think, how you feel, and what you do, how you work. So far we've talked about shifting a little bit about how you think. We've also talked about shifting what you do. That's what we've talked about the last few days. So now what we need to talk about is how you feel. Right? How do you think, how you feel, what you do. So today we're going to focus on how you feel. What I want you to do is I want you to visualize, imagine yourself in that future where you have accomplished the item on your list that you want to accomplish. Okay, you've accomplished it, you've created it. Mentally transport yourself to that place. See it as having already occurred. And now feel what it feels like to have already accomplished it. Now, a couple of examples just to drive it home, make it easy. Right? Maybe you want to get your business to a place where you have a certain level of financial visibility going forward, where you can see, that you're no longer day to day, week to week, month to month. There's consistency. Maybe you're working with certain kinds of clients. Maybe you're earning certain kinds of fees. Maybe your team is grown to a point where they're able to take off some of the tasks that you do that you really shouldn't be doing anymore. Right? Whatever it is that you're envisioning, place yourself there. Number 1. Number 2, feel it. Feel it. One of the magical things about being a human and having a human brain is that we can imagine something that does not yet exist, and we can feel it as if it does exist. And that's a key tool. It's really something that is a big factor in being able to make it happen. So visualize it, imagine it, feel it, and today you can feel it and enjoy that feeling. And that's a really important step, because now what you need to do is you bring that feeling to your work today. So you're going to have to take another step and another step, and many of those steps are going to be uncomfortable, and some of them will even be downright scary. There's no way that you can become the future version of you unless you're taking steps that scare you, unless you're taking steps that make you uncomfortable. Because like when you think about that future version of you in that future situation, he or she is more courageous. He or she is more consistent, is more something than what you are today, than what you have been. And the only way to get there is to cross through things that make you uncomfortable or scare you. If not, you'd be there already. And this is what separates people. So, are you going to be willing to do that? So this is what I want you to do for today's exercise. Number 1, what I want you to do is I want you to write down in 1 to 3 sentences exactly what you want. Don't write pages and so on. 1 to 3 sentences. I want to get to a place, for example, where I have my business is planning 3, 6, 12 months in advance. It's not day to day, all right? Whatever it is, I don't have to, I'm not pressured about making payroll next month, or I'm not worried about the quality of clients, or whatever it is. I gave some examples before. 1 to 3 sentences. And the reason you want to write it down is because step 2 is to visualize it, to imagine it. And it's a lot easier to imagine something that you've just written down that's right in front of you. Otherwise, your brain goes off on all sorts of, ancillary ideas. And number 3, feel it. Enjoy the feeling today. Enjoy the feeling today as you sit down to take another 5 to 30 minute step towards what you really want. Really, that's key. So I want you to take 5 minutes to, number 1, write it out in 1 to 3 sentences so that you're clear on what you're about to visualize. Number 2, visualize it, imagine it. Number 3, feel it, and bring that with you to your work today. A bonus for you, if you repeat this exercise for 1 minute every 90 minutes. Every 90 minutes throughout the day, visualize it and feel it for 1 minute. And if you do that, your day will be completely different. This is you creating a remarkable transformation in just a short number of days. We're on day 4 of 5 days, and if you've been following me every step of the way, then I'm certain you are feeling that something is shifting. You are feeling that things are changing, and I also commend you for actually doing the work. So I look forward to your comments on the side of the video. I love reading those. I've interacted with some of you. Some of you also send me by email, dovgordon@dovgordon.net. I love getting that as well. So you share things that may be a little more personal, you'd rather not share publicly. I understand and appreciate that. I want to hear from you how you're applying this and what you feel is shifting. So go do it. Day number 4. Talk to you soon.